Alright everyone, welcome back to video number 2 apparently in this series. I did not realize I was getting so close to the 15-minute limit that this free program allows you to use for screencasting. But anyhow, I just want to wrap up here what we were going through for the second video. It should be done pretty quickly here. So last thing I was saying was about how on Friday and over the weekend you're also going to watch the Heimler History Unit 4 overview video and then complete the notes guide that goes with it. Very similar to what you've done the past couple of weeks with Units 1 through 3. Where he's got like an 8 to 10 minute video that kind of summarizes all the main ideas of each unit. So you'll watch that and you'll do the video notes that go along with that. Those are also due in Schoology before midnight next Sunday. So before midnight on Sunday or 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, May 3rd. So basically you have 4 assignments due over the week. They're all in red here. You have the DBQ template notes due by Wednesday morning. The DBQ worksheets that goes with the Heimler DBQ session number 1 due by Friday morning. And then by Sunday night, you have to do the full paragraph for the full body paragraph supporting the argument with the 2 documents I'm going to tell you about in a second, as well as the video notes from the Steve Heimler review video. So that's kind of the overview of the week. Let's quickly go in and see what else is in this folder to show you a couple of things. You'll see there are some links to videos. The video for the Monday Heimler DBQ session, or the DBQ overview, which is the one that you've already seen, hopefully, but you'll watch that again. The DBQ session number 1 video, which is the one that goes along with the 2018 DBQ, is here. But also I created an entire folder on the Unit 4, or the 2018 DBQ Railroads and Empire Building. So in here you'll see several things. You have the DBQ documents. These are the 5 documents. There's a Word document and they're a PDF file, whichever you prefer to open. And this is where you're going to open, we'll open the Word document here. When you open the document, you'll see what I've done is I've taken the 2018 DBQ, the free response question, and I've crossed out document number 1 because you're not going to work with that one. That's one of the 5, or one of the 2 that's going to get crossed off. Document what was number 2 is now document number 1. What was document 3 is now document number 2, and you see that here. I've crossed out the 3 and put in the 2. Document 4 this is now document 3, the map of essentially the area of Egypt and the Red Sea region between Egypt, or between Africa and the Middle East. That's now document number 3. As you go down here, document 4, I cross out completely what was the old document number 6. You're going to ignore this one completely, and then document number 5 is the last one here. So you're essentially going to be using these documents on Tuesday. You're going to read them over, and that is what you're going to use to do the document notes, so the template notes sheet. And again, I've posted the Word document and the PDF. You can either open it up and download it and type your information in here and then re-upload it for me, or you could also, print it out and handwrite it, or write it on a separate sheet of paper, just make up this idea. But basically, you're going to take those 5 documents, you're going to do document number 1, what's it saying, kind of summarize the content, and then how might the source of that impacted it. And then you're also going to explain the evidence. How does the document stuff in it relate back to the notion of railroads and empire building? So you're going to fill out this sheet on Tuesday for all 5 documents, and that is due by Wednesday morning. Back in the 2018 DBQ Railroads and Empire Building folder, you'll see the assignment here. So the DBQ template notes you're going to do, you want to make sure you're in the assignment. You can open up the Word version and then upload that. You can open up the PDF, write in it, take a picture of it, whatever, and upload it here. And you'll make sure you submit that by Wednesday morning, back in the folder here. The Heimler DBQ writing session video number 1 is here again. It's also in the main folder for the week, but you can link to it here. Then here's where you have his writing sesh worksheet. I've only put the PDF up because he created it as a PDF, so I don't have a Word document. So what you're probably going to want to do is take a look at this. And basically, this is what you're going to work with as you watch that video on Wednesday and Thursday, his DBQ session number 1. And he goes through and he fills out this exact documents in the video. And you're going to want to either print it out or be kind of making notes about these topics on a separate sheet of paper as he's doing it if you're not printing things, which again, that is absolutely fine. You don't need to print things, you're not required to. So this is what you'll end up turning in. The completed one will be the assignment that you're going to hand in down here, the DBQ writing session number 1 worksheet. I've created it as an assignment, due Friday morning by 8 o'clock. And again, the PDF of the worksheet is in here, as well as the link to the video. So you can find the link to that video in 3 separate places on this week's Schoology page. Okay, and I kind of gave a description of what you need to do there. Now, when you go back to the main folder, that's everything in the Railroads and Empire Building folder. Okay? When you go back to the main folder here, you will see that, whoops, sorry, for the week of 4/27/53, we also have the thesis support paragraph practice is in here. So this is what you're going to do over the weekend. These last three things, the things you're going to do over the weekend. You have the Heimler Unit 4 review video, or the last two things, I'm sorry. These are the video notes like you've done in the past couple of weeks. You watch this video and you fill out, and again, the link to the video is here as well as in the main folder. You'll simply fill out the notes sheet. Let's see if I can get it to open here. That goes along with this. Oh, let's just view it. Okay, very similar to the last couple of weeks. It's just a sheet that looks like this here, and you answer your questions over here in the space provided. What's a maritime empire, and so on and so forth as you watch this video. Okay, and these are the main topics you need to know about from Unit 4. And then lastly, the very last thing here, and this is kind of the most important thing of the week for me, is this is where you're going to write your thesis supporting paragraph. And what I've done is written up a document that is both a PDF and Word document, again, that explains exactly what, let's view it, exactly what you need to do this week with this for your discussion. So you want to definitely take some time and read through this. You're going to basically, these are all your directions for each document. You're going to essentially, and let's just kind of quickly go through this. The assignment's going to be basically writing one full body paragraph for the DBQ that you're going to support a thesis statement that I'm going to give you. The idea is to practice how you use the document. So how do you use your document to support? You have three options on how to respond. You can type your paragraph directly into the discussion area. You can type up your paragraph, then either cut and paste it into that discussion or upload the documents, or you can handwrite your paragraph and then attach a picture. So the paragraph, this is the most important part. The paragraph you're going to be writing supports one of the two main arguments that's laid out in Heimler History Writing Session Number 1 video. I'm going to tell you what the basic thesis argument is, and you're going to have to come up with the in which two documents use. You're going to have to use the documents to support it. So this is the most important part of this whole week right here. So the requirements, what you need to do in your paragraph are as follows. Number 1, you're going to rewrite the thesis or argument statement I provide you as your topic sentence. Your supporting body paragraphs are always going to begin with a topic sentence, and that topic sentence is essentially your argument you're going to be making in that paragraph in response to the prompt. Then, for each document, so you're going to have to do this twice. For each document, you're going to be doing documents 1 and 2, by the way. So for document number 1, you're going to have to describe the content of the document. You cannot quote it. Please don't quote it. Please don't simply restate what is in it. You need to basically summarize the main idea. Then you're going to go ahead and explain how does that document contents, the stuff you were just talking about, the meat and potatoes of what's in that document, how does that prove the argument that you're making in this paragraph? How does it prove your topic sentence? And then third, you need to source the document. How might the historical context, intended audience, purpose, or point of view have affected the way in which the document supports your argument? Don't just say, this document was written by an Indian prime minister, therefore he would be opposed to the railroads being built. Well, how does that idea of him being an Indian prime minister opposing it help further support or explain your argument in that paragraph? Now, as you're going between your two documents, you want to be practicing using transition words. Basically, you're going to write about document 1 doing all three of these things here. Then you want to use something like, similarly, document 2 says whatever it says. Or likewise, or much the same way as document 1, document 2 explains whatever. And you're going to explain the contents, and then you're going to continue on. Content of the document, how the content supports your argument, or proves your topic sentence and your sourcing. And then within the paragraph, you also need to add some outside evidence. That's one of those other points on here that we need to make sure we're focusing on is outside evidence. Basically meaning, what is some other information that's not from any of the same, or not information provided in any of the documents, but is factually correct, and you want to help explain how that evidence, that information, would further prove your argument of the paragraph. So overall, your paragraph is going to be a minimum of 8 sentences. Your topic sentence, then each document is going to be at least 3 sentences. 1 to describe the document, 1 to explain how it supports your argument, and 1 to source it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Document 2 is sentences 5, 6, and 7. And then at least 1 sentence of outside evidence. It probably is better to have more than 1. So we're looking at an 8 to 10 sentence paragraph here. These are pretty analytical and thorough. You want to make sure you're taking your time. So last part here, the thesis argument you're supporting. Basically, you're going to be writing a paragraph that argues the railroads greatly affected empire building in Afro-Eurasia by decreasing dependence on the West in China and the Ottoman Empire. So basically, railroads led to a decrease in dependence on the West in China and in the Ottoman Empire. And you're going to use the two documents, document number 1 and document number 2. You're going to explain how document number 1 supports the idea of the decreasing dependence on the West, and how document 2 supports the notion of decreasing dependence on the West. And your paragraphs are due to be posted to the discussion by before midnight next Sunday, May 3rd. All right, that takes us through everything we have for this week. That was kind of long. I apologize for the length. Thank you guys for watching. Again, Monday at 9 a.m. we will have a Schoology conference. That is only if you have questions and only if you have things you want to go over with this. I will pretty much walk you through the same stuff as today if you guys are in that conference. So it's not necessary to be there unless you want to kind of hear some of this more and ask some questions. If not, this coming week I will probably touch base with all of you, probably through another video similar to this that I post on YouTube where I can kind of help explain things further. And I also want to begin providing you some feedback on your context statements and thesis statements from this previous week, so you'll be seeing that stuff kind of added to the course as we move along, okay? All right, you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and let me know if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.